Oh, it's been live streamed. This is where it's going to get fun. And we're live.
That's cool. So I want to.
Now, very likely there will be nobody on here because it's on my perk channel, which I think has like 5 subscribers. But
That's
hey,
fine.
we're doing it.
It shows a little live button on Zoom too, which is pretty cool. So I don't know how to add the. So this HTML class dark mode here. That's what you would specify. Yeah, it even says here like a common approach would be use some JavaScript that reads a preference somewhere, like local storage, and it just updates the DOM then. Oh, then they give an example here. I just had to scroll down. I wonder if I could just use this then on here. I don't think I can. Oh, it did build. Did it put it on? Class dark. Okay, so now we're in dark mode. So let's change some more things. Okay, so if we go to our home page again for Pokemon. Let's change it to, oh, you know what? I think it's changing it on this page. Maybe. Let's move it to this other div down here because these are buttons. So let's put the class here. That should cause it to rebuild. Nothing. If this is the header, so that's the felt Pokédex. I wonder if we could change the background to the BG rather specify dark BG white 600. Nothing. It looks like it's not taking. Oh, you know what? I bet you I have to rebuild. Rerun it. I think because I made those configuration changes here. Yeah. See if that does it. Okay. Curious if this guy has an example of dark mode. Looks like it does. try this one.
So dark mode in 78 easy steps, right?
Pretty much.
Oh, look at that. I like that.
Let me go to the project here in window. So if we wanted to specify not such a harsh, not just white, or not just black, so it's so harsh. Let's go layout.
At 800 gray or whatever that was.
Yeah. Here. We'll do gray 100. Save that. There it is. Fixes it right away. So when you toggle back. There's other cool things that you could do instead of Tailwind. Let me do this. Got too many things open. Close that back. Close out this. And then I just need to start the server again. So Tailwind has, yeah, like the rounded corners and the image classes. So you can, let's do, phone call. All right, family's on their way, so I'll have to duck out in a little bit here. But yeah, let me see if I can move this over here. Move this one back down. There we go. That didn't work. Do it live. If we go project, library components, alerts, errors, we can make this a little bit nicer by saying, where is it? With 32, I think. Oh, MT4, okay. Let's do MT. Oh, this is margin top. Okay, so we should be able to do like MT. I think it goes up to 6. It doesn't appear to do anything. User sign-in route. So if we go user sign-in spelt, this is what controls that whole route. These all the divs, title, that's for the head. This is the sign-in, oh, that's for the success. Here's the user sign-in. You can change this guy. Look like it changed anything, did it? Justify. There we go. So what I like, what's interesting about Tailwind is that you should be able to change anything in the CSS and kind of use pre-built things. So instead of item center, you should be able to do like, well, I mean, you can put any class on it, right? So even if we did like BG, well, we'd have to do dark, I think. Dark BG white.
Yeah.
It's able to change anything in that component just with a few commands. Or
Very
even
cool.
like I think even the inputs, yeah, rounded. They should have a rounded large. A rounded full. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So you don't have to do any CSS at all when you're dealing with Tailwind. And the nice thing too is that it compiles all the way down. Like it'll compile this. I think you knew that before too. That it compiles all the way down to, they show you, they kind of show you here, I think. Where was it? The sizes. It's kind of hard to see on a small screen. Yeah, here. So it just, when it compiles, it figures out what classes you're using.
Yep.
And then it just removes all the other unnecessary lines of code on the CSS side.
Wow.
That's
So it makes it
needed.
just
So when,
fly.
yeah,
And you don't, and it just becomes you're just grouping it by term rather than having to control every corner and every,
exactly.
yeah, that's cool.
And I think that I'm still learning, obviously, with Tailwind and Svelte, but like this is the height, the width, text is pretty obvious, whether it's a flex box, what the font size is. You could still do relative stuff, but it all kind of, it takes away the thought process of it. And these classes, like it doesn't, who cares if the paragraph tag has 4 or 5 classes on it to make it, you know what I mean? That's styled correctly. And the other thing is that they focus on a mobile first design. So when you start, you can see as it starts growing, these small and medium tags start turning on or off, depending on like what the next
Oh, look at that.
element needs to go in. So really neat.
Are they
So I'm
there
trying to learn
full
more about-
time, and it just ignores them until it gets to that view window?
Mhm.
That view pane? Wow, cool.
Yeah, it's just highlighting them so it could show you like this is a medium inline one. But yeah, there's all those tags are there. And this workcation one, Tailwind actually has an example on, so you can kind of step through and fix it. They have a ton of good videos on YouTube where they walk you through like how to take an existing site and make it mobile friendly and like what components you would do or like how to make things a little bit softer. So I've been trying to watch those.
It's pretty remarkable. Honestly, I'd never
Yeah,
heard
if you
about it till you and Ben brought it up.
Yeah,
Both
Tailwind.
this and Svelte. Never even heard of them.
Yeah. Yeah, and Svelte is really new. Tailwind's been around for a bit. Like I know Chris Weber mentioned it to me. So, and he actually likes Chakra UI a little bit better, which I have. Chakra UI I like as well. But it's like Chris mentioned, he likes Chakra because it's not Tailwind. Like it was, it was like a little unheard of. So he kind of like that aspect of it. Whereas like, who cares if it, you know what I mean? He's like, you can go to a site and you can tell it's Tailwind. I'm like, yeah, but only because you're a developer. Like it doesn't matter if you're not a developer. So let me see if they
I
have.
see his point. His point is that your site looks like everybody else's because
Kind of, but that's up to the
Tailwind
designer too.
kind of has group templates almost. If there was such a thing as CSS templates, that makes sense.
It was like when Bootstrap came out. So
Yeah,
Chakra has all these like they have the same thing here, so everyone's just going to use the components because it's easier.
Yeah.
So we'll have to see if we can reschedule with Sean, or
Yep.
I'll be around later too. So
it's all good. We'll reconnect with them.
all right, man.
And we got our first one online.
Delete it.
I'm gonna leave it on there and see how many views it gets in the next 24 hours. It'll be like 1. You're that
No,
one
it'll be like
viewer.
3.
Then
It'll
say
be 3 of
something
the
in the
you,
comments,
me, and Ben.
and whoever we forward it to, hey, please watch this so I can win the bet
I could delete it.
and I can delete it. All right, man.
I'll see you, Ryan.
Great. Thank you so much.
I'll reach out to Sean and ask him if he has time tomorrow.
Yeah, I have time in the morning.
Yeah.
Oh.
Sounds good.
Till we meet again, man.